I can't be the only one who's low-key kind of thinking we're watching the downfall of Twitch in real time. If not, it certainly feels that way. To me, when I think of Twitch, I no longer think of gaming. I just think of half-naked women on there, or Hasan Piker. That's literally all the Twitch is. And hey, out of those two, yeah, there's one that I prefer. And if you say Hasan Piker, you are absolutely correct. Yeah, cut that out. This isn't the video about Twitch. This is about Hasan Piker and Ethan Klein from H3 Podcasts. And if I'm not mistaken, these two used to host a podcast called Frenemies. I never watched it personally. Long story short, that friendship ended, the podcast ended, and ever since then, both Hasan and Ethan have not liked each other, to put it lightly. And it looks like Ethan finally had enough. He made this video a few hours ago, and it's called "I Won't Let Hasan Piker Lie About Me" to his audience. You know, I feel pretty neutral about Ethan. It's not like I'm a fanboy, nor am I a hater. And you guys know where I stand with Hasan Piker, especially with everything that has gone down over the last 28 to 48 hours, with a whole bunch of different Twitch streamers being banned. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, like, and let's just get right into it.
Hello once again, my friends. An emergency Ethan Klein video is in order. Been talking a lot about my former co-host Hasan Piker and leveling some pretty serious criticism against him. I knew that he wasn't going to take it well and wasn't going to respond to any of the points made. And basically, it's turned out that I've been right about that. This is the type of character assassination and propaganda that I think is really important to call out the minute it happens, to get ahead of it. This is also would be especially good for fans of Hasan's, who's been listening to the podcast to help drive home some of the points that I've been making.
Everyone here on the channel and everyone out there knows that Hasan Piker cannot take criticism well. He just can't. He just wants to be in his little echo chamber where his fans tell him, yeah, you're right about everything. You've never made a mistake. You've never been wrong. You should never apologize. It's as toxic as the group of people that Hasan is always bashing and making fun of and criticizing. It's literally the exact same thing, just on a different side. And you guys know me, I have a policy. I don't talk politics. First of all, because I'm not educated enough. And if I gotta keep it real with you guys, I simply don't care about politics. They're not of my interest. The conversation about that in real life and online, it gets toxic real fast. So that's something that I've always tried to avoid. So I just want to make that very clear. I don't want people to think I'm picking sides here or in any other video. I literally don't know, and I don't care.
Did you see this? I mean, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, Destiny should be unbanned so he can call me out is a crazy take.
I said there's no dissenting voices, and he said Destiny should be unbanned is a crazy take. At what point did I say that? He's drilling into his audience brain already, trying to draw this association between Destiny, knowing that his fan base hates Destiny, as a way to poison the well against me. There has been no... I've mentioned Destiny on my channel over the last 10 years, maybe once.
Now, I really don't know who Destiny is, and I just quickly looked at him, and he's a kind of like political YouTuber, that type of shit. Stuff that, once again, not relevant to me. But this is something that other people have pointed out, that Hasan always puts words in people's mouths about stuff that they never said. You could be like, you know what, I think Hasan should be banned for at least 7 weeks. He'll be like, did you see what he said about me? He said he wants me and my whole family deported and dead. And it's like, I didn't say that. Oh, but you did. That's what you meant. That means that you want to take away their revenue, and that's how I feed my family. And if I can't do that, then I have to go back to wherever I'm from. So basically, you're wishing I go back to my country. That's what you essentially said the second you said you should be banned. And it's like, what? It sounds crazy. And it sounds even crazier saying that shit out loud. But that's how these people think. He hates it when you do it to him, but when he does it to you, it's all fine. Like, genuinely, what is actually wrong with you? Sometimes I think to myself, is there something wrong with Hasan? Is he like slow? Do we have to talk to him like this? Because he's always missing what people are saying in the criticisms against him.
Like, who would call me out? Like, right-wing shitheads? Like, what do you mean?
Well, I'm not a right-wing shithead. I'm a liberal progressive who basically had some criticism for some of the stuff you've been doing, but mostly agrees with everything you believe in. Not everybody that disagrees with you is a right-wing shithead. And that's part of the issue that we're having here. This is, once again, he's trying to put me in the bucket with right-wing shitheads.
Not only that, but I do get fucking yelled at all the time. Who do you want? Like some fucking weirdo Nazi? Like, who?
Once again, implying that I want Nazis on the platform. Literally all I said is that there's no dissenting voices on Twitch, And he's building a fantasy world in which I'm a right-wing shithead that wants Nazis on the platform to criticize him.
That's something that I noticed as well. You could be like, yeah, I'm progressive and I'm a liberal and, all of that, but I disagree with this. And the second you disagree with them, that's when they attack you. And the same thing happens to the other side. You could be from the left and you can be critical of the left, and you could be from the right and you can be critical of the right. It doesn't mean you hate him. And this is something that's legitimately happened to me when I'm like, I think this is cringe, or I think this is stupid, or I support this. And it's like, oh, so you're just right wing because this, or you're a leftist because of this, or you changed up, or all of this. No. Like, it literally does not matter where I land, whether it's left, right, up, or down. You could be critical of both things. You could agree with someone on 99% of the stuff they're talking about, but that one thing that you don't agree with them 100% blindly, that's what makes you their enemy. That means that you're my enemy and I'm going to kill you. Like, that's how these people act. Once again, from both sides, okay? Agree with me blindly, don't question it, don't question me, and don't question anything. Like, just follow the rules blindly. You can't be critical of whatever party you choose. And I do think it's a pretty poisonous mentality. I think that's how you get blinded, and that's how you overlook shit just because you're not supposed to be critical of your party.
Nobody. There is not a single dissenting voice with his fucking straight up radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic fucking...
Bro, I can't believe this man went from dunking on Steven Crowder to saying Steven Crowder ass shit. He's anti-American, radical anti-American.
Now, instead of actually addressing a single point, he stops it before he gets there. He conjures the image of Steven Crowder, who's got nothing to do with this conversation. And he says, how did you go from dunking on Steven Crowder to being Steven Crowder? Once again, this is a crazy amount of well poisoning, and it's so disingenuous and it's so bad faith. I hope it's clear to everybody just how bad faith this is right now and how desperately he's trying not to respond to any of the actual criticism that I've made. Criticizing Hasan does not make you Steven Crowder, as much as he wants it to.
It's just Hasan manipulating his fans. It's just so bad faith and snaky and fake, and it's just a way to manipulate his audience who doesn't know how to think for themselves. They actually need someone to spoon feed them the information, like, here, consume this is good for you. And anyone that criticizes you, they're just haters. Just stay here, stay in this echo chamber. That's literally Hasan Piker in a nutshell. I think I just cracked the code. That's literally him and his Twitch streams. Here on the channel, I've had takes that people agree with. I've had takes that people disagree with, and they leave dislikes and they leave very interesting comments. I don't delete them. I've said good shit. I've said a lot of dumb shit as well. But hearing out the criticism is what makes me want to do better, right? If I say something dumb, or I wasn't smart enough and I have to remake the video because I said something stupid. I think that's how you have a healthy community and a healthy conversation and a good way to improve yourself. But if instead of doing that, I'm banning anyone that calls me out, I'm banning mean comments or criticism against me, then I'm not learning, nor am I growing, and I'm just in my echo chamber where I'm never wrong. I can say the stupidest shit ever, I can make the dumbest video ever, and no one's going to call me out because I deleted all of the meme ones, right? I've definitely had my my wake up calls when I've said dumb stuff, but Hasan doesn't want that because Hasan doesn't want anyone to challenge him in any way, shape, or form. Legitimately mind blowing. They're calling me a Nazi because I didn't agree with them on one or two things.
Like, what's next, dude? Should I leave the country? Should I go back to my own country, dude?
Once again, putting heinous words in my mouth, implying that I want him to leave the country because now that I disagreed with him, I'm a heinous right-wing Nazi. Didn't say that, don't want that, don't believe it. But he's trying to build this image of me in his audience mind to turn them against me and to not listen to any of the legitimate criticism that I've leveled against him.
This is the reason why I didn't want to watch a single fucking clip of Ethan, because I feel like I'm going to lose my goddamn mind, okay? Not because I'm, like, escaping accountability. Like, come on, dude. Come the fuck on. You think I haven't heard these fucking talking points a million times over?
If Hasan could at least just respond to the point, instead of saying, I'm Steven Crowder, I'm a right-wing Nazi, I want to kick him out of the country, just talk about what I'm saying. Can we try that?
He's too busy acting like an idiot or banning people because they disagree with him. A trans person was critical of Hasan. They were subscribed for multiple months. They liked Hasan Piker, right? And Hasan said something, or he was reacting to something, and that trans fan made a comment. Something that Hasan didn't agree with, and Hasan banned them. You know, they were calling a trans person transphobic, which is such a fucking crazy thing to say, because that trans person didn't agree with what Hasan said. And that's just one of many incidents that have been recorded of Hasan not responding to anything and letting his little fucking losers in the chats defend him.
I hear it all the time from his pathetic fucking fans that come in here and hit me with it every single fucking day. The real reason why I don't want to fucking watch these videos is because I don't want to like lean into the fucking mania that he is expressing every single damn day.
I genuinely have no idea what he's talking about. Presumably, he's once again trying to tie me with Destiny, but I really don't even know. I don't know what's happening here. All I know is he's not responding to any of the points I made. I'm not talking about Gaza. I'm talking about Hasan. And he's done this. He's doing this smoke and mirrors where he's sidestepping my criticism and putting it like I'm trying to take away attention from Gaza. The truth is that we're smart, thinking, feeling beings, and we can hold two thoughts in our head at once. We can chew bubblegum and walk. And frankly, we all know that. And so this is a really cheap way of essentially avoiding accountability or avoid talking about anything he wants. It's very disingenuous.
And the saddest thing about all of this is the fact that insane, brainwashed Hasan Piker fan will see this as a crazy, unhinged 40-year-old right-winger losing his mind and attacking our little cute and wholesome, bubbly Hasan Piker. It's sad that people are this brainwashed. And the worst thing of it all is that there's people out there in the world who get their news and their political ideas from a fucking Twitch streamer. The die-hard Hasan Piker fanboys and fangirls, they're all insane.
Many people do, okay? Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, Fox News.
Once again, I've talked about this quite a lot, and he's isolated one part of me saying that I think he's doing anti-American propaganda. And what he immediately does is he takes that and he associates me immediately and directly with, like, who do you say? Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, Steven Crowder. I mean, these are all people that I despise, who have openly criticized, who I think are just a blight on this country. And once again, because I disagree with him on some issues, now I'm basically Tucker Carlson. I mean, can you believe that leap in logic?
And now your favorite, Destiny. A person who has literally told me to go back to my own country. Okay? A person who has fantasized about executing me.
That's terrible. I've never said that. I didn't talk about Destiny. Why are you talking about Destiny when I've articulated points that are very easy to digest and respond to?
Now, like I've said, I don't know anything about Destiny, but if he said that...
Based?
Now, I don't know if Destiny said that, and I mean, calling for someone's execution, if real, because I don't trust Hasan Piker, but let's say it's real. Calling for anyone's execution because you disagree with their politics is fucking insane. And if you think that, maybe you're the one that should be executed in front of everyone.
But he's going on about how Destiny told him to get out of the country and Destiny fantasizes about murdering him. And I'm saying, well, that's all terrible, but what's that got to do with me? He's poisoning the minds of his audience, trying to, once again, associate me somehow intertwined with Destiny, even though I've mentioned him maybe once in 10 years. I have never talked about this man.
Hasan doing this, Hasan blaming people, Hasan committing character assassination. I refuse to believe it, Ethan. I think you're lying. How dare you criticize our Pookie Bear, Hasan Piker? Oh my god, the second that came out of my mouth, I wanted to kill myself. If we learned anything today, it's that Hasan cannot be trusted. Hasan is a hypocrite. He's a liar. And if you ever disagree with him, even once, even if you agree with him on everything over the last, ever since he came out of his mom's pussy, if you agree with him since then, and tomorrow you disagree with him, consider yourself a Nazi. Because no one could ever question, nor can they criticize the one, the only Hasan Piker. And you know what? I'm glad Ethan called him out. Do I think he's ever going to change? No. No, I think he's way too deep into this. And I mean, this is how he gets paid. He's a grifter. He's no different than the people he calls out. One last time before we wrap it up. I do not care about politics, okay? I am not supporting either side. I am not a political YouTuber. Never will be. Just not my thing. Not smart enough to do it. And not dumb enough to grift. But yeah, with that said, what do you guys think of this situation? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm out. Fun video to make. I actually had a blast. Despite the subject matter. All right, I'm out. Subscribe.